In today's video, I want to show you a little more about the new animation feature that Squarespace just rolled out. Now, this works on certain blocks like button blocks, product blocks, image blocks. I'll show you how to check for that in a moment, but first I want to show you what it is not. If you are thinking to yourself, we've had animations for a long time, you would be right, and those were kind of site-wide animations. So if we go into site styles, and we go into miscellaneous and we go into animations. These are things that we've had for a long time. They happened as elements would appear on your website and they applied to everything on the site. Now, these were a lot and most people kept it at none because there's just a lot going on when you start doing this, especially if you have a lot of elements on your page. So let's keep that off. And now I want to show you the new animations that Squarespace has rolled out. You can check any block to see if it has animation properties by clicking on the block, clicking the pencil icon, and looking for this animation tab here. So we've got animation tabs here. We do not have animation tabs on the scrolls. We do on the buttons. We've already seen that. We do on image blocks. So there are a lot of places that you can add these animations. Today, I want to explore adding animations to a button with you. And let's just go ahead and click this button and dive right into animations. Now, the first thing that you want to do is select a trigger. So click plus, and this is whatever starts the animation. So it might be when somebody hovers their mouse over the block. That's on hover. It might be when they click the block. So for buttons, that's a great one, right? It might just happen on a loop. This would be really annoying to me for button if I'm trying to click it. So don't choose loop. On scroll also, this is going to be really weird to try and catch your button. It might be really cool for an image on scroll. On appear, again, this something fun for images as well, but can be cool for a button just to have it pop up really quickly and grab someone's attention. And there's also follow, which will follow your cursor. And this one drives me batty. I promise you, I will never, ever use this in a design. Never, ever, ever. Okay. So let's go ahead and look at on hover here. So when somebody hovers over this, I think this is a great addition to the button block because it lets people know it's interactive, right? If you hover over it and something happens, it's like, oh, yeah, I can see how this is getting my attention. It's something I want to interact with. So there's look, jump, squish, jitter. I would not use jitter for anything that you want people to interact with because it looks like an error, right? It looks like, no, don't click me. So don't use that. Grow, I think, is a great one. So when somebody hovers over it, let's say, yes, grow. Now within each of these, depending on what the transformation is, you have lots of options. I'm not going to go through this with everyone, but let's just look at grow. So at the end, we want it to have scaled 10% in each direction. And I actually may want to make this more subtle, just 5%. And we want the opacity to stay at 100. You could make it become transparent if you wanted, but I kind of think if we want people to click on something, making it more transparent is kind of telling them not to. So I wouldn't do that either. You can also offset or skew it. So let me show you what that would look like. We kind of saw that before, but that's, yeah, not something I want to do. I want to keep it super readable. And timing. This lets you set how it happens. So first you choose the ease. I like spring because it really draws your attention for buttons. There's also ease. Let's preview that. So that's real simple. Spring gives it a little oomph. Boom. And you can, again, play with these values to make it look and feel exactly like you want. There's also a lot of other ease. So you can just ease it in here. Boom. But I like spring. So let's keep that and preview it. So let's save it, exit out. And now I'm going to show you how you can do something else as well. So that looks great to me. But now what if somebody clicks this button? I want it to have another effect. I can layer these on. So let's go back and choose another trigger. So now I can say, hey, on press, I want it to do something else. I want it to have a little lift. So let's go in and I want it to rotate maybe 3 degrees. Again, I want this to be a little more subtle than Squarespace is giving me by default. And the timing, again, I like spring. I'm going to keep that as it is. So that's what it looks like when I press. So let's go save exit. So now when I hover, it grows. And when I press, you can see it gives it just that little tilt. So let's go ahead and go back to our homepage. Now, like I said, you can apply these animations to a lot of different kinds of blocks. Just look to see if you have this new animation panel available to you. Play around with it. There are levels and levels of settings like we saw. You can choose the trigger, then you can choose what happens, and then you can go in and make those settings very specific. Now, if you want to remove an animation, you just come back in and click the trash can, and that removes it from that block. Now, my wish list for Squarespace is that we would be able to do this on a site-wide basis, for example, button blocks, because I kind of want all of those to behave the same. So right now when we go into site styles and buttons, we don't have a way to apply the animations here. That's what I would love to see and be able to apply it to all button types. So that's my future wish list for, especially for buttons. But let me know if you play around with the animations, what you think. I think that in small doses and subtle animations, they can really level up your website. I would be hesitant to go hog wild here because we want our sites to stay usable and accessible. And anytime we're layering on effects like that, it affects how usable and accessible the site is. But have fun with it. Let me know what you're doing. Feel free to drop a link in the comments and share what you're working on with these animations. Thanks so much for watching, and I wish you all the best with your website.